are supposed to be providers and protectors, but they're not. Men are not providers or protectors.
Are men providers or they are not providers? I have two interesting videos to share with you. One, a woman is explaining why men are not providers. Why we cannot say they are providers because most of them do not provide, right? And I have a second video of a lady saying men are providers, but then women are only nurturers. So I feel like one you think there's provider, the other one say there's no provider. Which one are you going to go for? Are you going to say man is a provider or is not? But before you decide, I want you to watch the video. Both of the video are about 7 minutes. So let's watch the video together and we'll come back and talk about it.
I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me, but I don't care. You know what rattles my cage is when I see y'all on social media talking about men are providers and protectors, or men are supposed to be providers and protectors, but they're not. Men are not providers or protectors. Let me explain. Why do you think we get so much rebuttal from men when we say we want a man to provide? Because something that's so easy for a woman to do, a man is going to be bending over backwards just to do it, which is provide for a family. Every woman I know is providing for a family or herself. Most men are living off of somebody else. Their mama, their wife, their girlfriend, somebody else. Men are so bad at providing that the minute you tell them you're pregnant and they realize that they are going to have to be responsible for a child they make, they dip.
That's probably.
That's why when you put men on child support, they get so mad because you're forcing them to be something that they're not. Men, I've never seen a man that was a provider. Even if he claimed to be one, he's not. Because that woman working with him hand and foot, sometimes he give her more work than he give himself. Don't play with me. And don't talk about protecting, because who are they protecting us from? They're the ones we need protection from. But we got to get with one of them so the others don't hurt us. That's all that is. The patriarchy is who convinces men that if you want full control of a woman and you don't want her to go out there and make her own living, you will have to give her everything that she would have been able to give herself had she have the opportunity to work. Why do y'all think that DV was so normalized back in the day? Because the minute a man is forced to provide for a woman, she becomes his property and he thinks, I can do whatever I want with her because I'm providing for her. That's not how a natural provider thinks. As women, we don't think we gotta beat our kids because we're providing for them. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? Men are not providers. Stop calling them that. The majority of them couldn't provide for themselves without the help of another person. Men run from responsibilities. Maybe a good 10% of men are actually providers for real. Every woman in my family have had to provide for themselves and their children by themselves. Every female friend I know have had to go out there and work like a man to provide for herself. And don't tell me, oh, it's just the people you know. Because guess what? A lot of y'all lying. Because if you have that man and y'all going 50-50, he's not providing. He's paying for himself halfway and you're paying the rest of the way. Because that's not even 50-50. Y'all getting bamboozled. And as for protecting, I promise you, if somebody runs in that house, that man be the first one underneath the bed. Because if he could leave you to provide, he's going to also leave you to protect. Listen, when you go on social media And you see all these controversial posts about, oh, 50-50, this, that. They know that they're not capable of paying 100. They don't have it in them. They don't have it in them. And when you ask a man to put a roof over his own head, you are asking too much of him for most men. A man has to go against his nature.
Yeah.
To be a provider and put somebody else in front of himself and say, I have children, I have to do this. I have a wife, I have to do this. Because their nature is not to care about nobody but themselves. And most of the time, they're just leeches latching onto something, sucking the life out of one thing. And when it's dead, they go suck the life out of something else. And tell me I'm wrong. Because as a woman, be honest with yourself. Stand in your mirror, look at yourself and ask yourself, what have I ever gotten from a man? Of all the men I've dated, how many of them have actually provided for me? I'm not talking about that man that came and love bombed me for 3 months. I've had that quite a few times. But that's not provision. That's love bombing. It's a difference. A provider is a man that goes out there and makes sure that his home is covered because he's covering it, and that's not most men. That's a man that's been trained against his nature. Get what I'm trying to say here? So stop calling these men providers. They don't like it. They don't want to be it. They want to be dependent. They want to stay home and play the game. And drink and talk to other women all day. Most of them, they don't want to be nothing. They tell y'all every day, but you still get up here. Oh, men are supposed to be. Leave these men alone.
Men and women are not the same. The psychic of a man and the psychic of a woman is not the same. Men are natural providers. Women are natural nurturers. Sometimes they come on, I see people fighting. Men are trying to be women. Women are trying to be men. People are Sweetheart, a man feels like a man when he feels like he can look into his pocket and bring out money, spend money. Like his ego is up here. He feels like a man that he has money and is able to spend money. Women, on the other hand, their ego is on the high when they look at themselves and see themselves worthy of being spent for or being given money. This has even made some women who are probably richer than their men, who are supposed to be their providers, to be the one to give their men something so that their men will give back to them, just for them to feel that joy a woman gets from actually being able to receive. Most men, when they don't have money, they begin to feel worthless. They begin to feel like they're not up to anything. A lot of men attach their value to money. When a man doesn't have money, he's angry with himself first before even any other person angry with him out there. And a woman, no matter how much she has, almost doesn't feel a need to spend her money on anybody. Women are not providers. They are nurturers. And that is why no matter how much a woman has, she still wants to be spent for. She still wants to be pampered. And nothing will be able to change that, not even society. This is just part one. I will come with the part two very soon.
If men are providers, why are they finding it difficult to provide? Why is it that when a man wants to take a woman out on a date, he always wants something in return? You will see all this red pill content, yeah? I kind of stumbled on one of the videos of recent. So the red pill content was saying that don't just take a girl on a date, make sure that you're going to get something in return. So if you're going to take her out for lunch, make sure you're getting something, either a kiss, either something, like you must get something back from her. So always be on her neck because you've spent money on her. So do not spend money on a woman that you're not going to get something from. Again, if men are providers, why is it that they get so angry when you ask them for money? For example, a man is asking you out. It's kind of, especially all these dating apps. I feel like that's what they do there anyway, because I'm not there, and I feel that's what they do in dating apps, right? Most of the men in dating apps. So when you kind of match with one and they want to see, I want to get to know you, most of the time they go straight to what they want to do with you, which is XCX. So they go straight like, I want to XCX you. We are going to meet up. Let's go out to take drinks and, get in the mood, da da da. And the next thing you're like, how much are you going to pay me? Like, give me money. they get offended. They are offended. I feel like when it comes to money and men providing, dropping something, they kind of get very offended. So will you say these men are providers, and why do they always get offended if they are really providers? Why do they always fight women that do not drop anything, that do not try to contribute in the relationship, especially in marriage, do not share bills or do not pay rent with them, do not drop money for food? They're angry at you and be like, you are not doing 50-50 with me. And they have problem with you because you don't do 50-50. So the ones that are providing 100 for you, they make sure that they control you to the extent that they will control you, your family, everybody around you. They control you not having friends so that people will not talk you out of what is going on. They control what you wear, what you eat, how you live. The kind of content you watch, they will control you. They will control your social media as a child. They will control everything you do because they are providing. So if you say men are providers, why do they always want something in return? Or why must they do it because of something? Like there must be something attached to them providing. You see a man just trying to shower you a lot of loves, a lot of gifts, a lot of money. Look at it. They always want something from you in return. It's always very difficult for you to see a man that if I a man spending money for me too much, I will have to give you side eye because definitely you want something. Because you cannot just be dropping money without wanting something. But look at women. When women provide, I don't think women always want something in return. I don't think women always want something in return. I don't think when a woman gives or when she provides what she can provide, might not even material thing, anything she want to provide, they do not seek for something. Their own is that, oh, you're happy. I'm doing this for you to be fine. So if it makes you happy, it's okay. Like most of the time, they do not look for anything in return. So would you say men are providers or not? Because this second lady is saying that men are natural providers, women are naturals. I feel like that is the normal anthem that people usually tell women and usually tell people. In the comment section of our video, a lot of men were like, oh, we speak, preach. So for me saying men saying preach, she's she's giving them the kind of content they want to hear. That's exactly what they want to hear. I agree with Father. She said when men provide for you, their ego rises. That is where I was saying that when a man is providing for you, always want to control you. They always want to get something in return. When they are proud like this, like they always want, I'm the one that is buying you. If a man buys you a phone, because he loves you, he buys you a phone, he buys you a tablet, he buys you a camera, he buys you this. The moment you annoy him, he will take it away from you. If he gets angry, he can take your phone and tell you, I bought the phone for you. There's nothing you can do about it. What is your take on today's video? I want to know what you're going to choose. I guess men are providers or not. Is it their nature to provide or they are forcing it? Because some of them are trying to provide, like genuinely. Some of them try to provide, but most of them do it because they have something to benefit from. They have something in return. And if you have men that provided for you, let us have conversation in the comment section respectfully. It is your favorite girl again, Mariah Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.